What's going on, everybody? This is Young Lou, and you are live on the Product of Grace podcast. Louis Martinez, aka Resurrect, my boy, my co-host, my right hand is not here today because he is at home handling his first ministry, which is his family, of course. But this is the episode number two of the Product of Grace podcast with my brother, Big Rob. You know what I'm
What's
saying?
up?
Um, uh, a lot of people already know I've been fellowshipping with Big Rob for a little bit over a year now. I've been listening to him since high school, since about like my sophomore year, and Big Rob is now a man of God, a Christian, a servant for the kingdom, and a lot of people had the same question I had for like 5+ years. Where has Big Rob been? Where is Big Rob? Where's his music at? Big Rob was on fire, really putting on for the tone. Hint, hint. Putting on for the tone and you know what I'm saying? He was on fire, and then it just seemed like in 2013 he kind of just like disappeared, but it was for a good reason. And
2011.
11? Oh,
At the end of 2011 into 12.
okay.
Yep.
And I really wanted to just so yeah, Big Rob is in the building, everybody. You could clap. I just want to get right to it, man. What is, before we get into all the old stuff, where has Big Rob been? What was the story?
Well, 2011 was a tough time.
Yeah.
My dad got real sick, but I was still doing stupid on the street, doing music and all that stuff. But at the end of 2011, December 15th, my dad passed away, and just God started moving in my life, bro.
Yeah.
I just, man, it was tough. But going into 2012, I met my now pastor because he did my dad's funeral. Well, I never met a man like him, and he just,
Did your dad, your family knew him already?
Yeah, they met him because my brother was going to the church.
Right. Shout out Chuck.
No, Celso.
Oh.
Yeah, Chuck wasn't saved yet, but that's how we got saved.
Right.
You know what I mean? But so this whole 10 years, it's been 10 years I've been walking with the Lord, so now that's all I do, man.
Yeah.
That's where I've been.
So in 2011, you had it wasn't your first encounter with the Lord. You just started going to church, right? Like you just, because we've had side conversations over the past year, but your wife brought you to church, right?
Yeah, she did, because she got saved. I don't remember when, but I was going to pick her up at a retreat after I came home from a long night of partying. I hadn't slept nothing. Walked into the church house with my sunglasses on, and everybody just looking at me. I was drunk as ever.
Yeah. Wait, at 9 in the morning?
8, 9. I don't remember what time it was.
Oh, wow.
I hadn't slept, but she was all excited. You could tell she was in the spirit.
Yeah.
And there I am, drunk.
Big Rob walking in the church. Yeah.
Everybody looking at me like, what?
Were you wearing an Urban City t-shirt?
Probably. I don't know. Hustle hard or something. I don't know.
You see me grinding?
Yeah.
Shout out Juan.
But yeah, man. And she was going to what's the name of that church over there in your hood in Brooks?
Oh, in City Base?
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? The hardest hood of them all?
Yeah, Indian Hills.
Yeah, already.
But I forgot what it's called. But anyways, it's a big church.
Was it the one at the movies?
No, it's that one that's right out that corner across from them apartments. I forgot what it called. Abundant Life? Abundant Life.
Yeah,
that's what it was before.
Yeah.
Now it's something else.
Yeah, right there. Yeah. By Dairy Queen, all that?
Yeah. So that's where she was going. And then she backslid. And then 2011, 2012 came around and we got serious.
Oh, so she was in church around the time everything was going on.
But she didn't have that. She wasn't rooted.
Yeah.
But she had that experience with God. So, she tasted it, but she didn't get serious with it. And I think I had a lot to do with that too, because, it's hard to serve the Lord when you don't have when you're not yoked up the right
Yeah.
way. So yeah, she
So
backslid.
so right. So she, take it back to the day you walked into church. Like you walked in, she was coming home from a retreat.
Yeah, so like they bring the way they did it. Like I walk in, they're having a service. Um, the people are looking at me with my sunglasses on. And when they come back from the retreat, they bring them out a certain way onto the stage, and
Hmm.
everybody's like jumping around, all excited in the spirit. And I'm just there like looking. I'm like, man, what's wrong with these people?
What were your thoughts at the time? Like
I was like, man,
some
what is
weirdo
this?
stuff. Like yeah,
I just wanted to go home and go to sleep
yeah.
because I ain't slept all night.
Hurry up, let's go.
I was drunk, but I think I think the Lord was trying to reach me, but
Yeah.
I wasn't in the right mind.
So so you met him again. Your pastor.
Nah, he wasn't the pastor at church at that church.
Oh, this was at Abundant. The one
So
before. Yeah.
when we was in the hospital, the doctor told us that my dad wasn't gonna make it.
Hmm.
So that's when my pastor came to kind of console us, and I met him, and that was a pretty tough time. But I had heard a lot about. We thought my brother was crazy because he's going to
Your
that church.
oldest brother.
Yeah, Celso, and because they were feeding him meat, but to me it sounded crazy.
Yeah.
But everything was biblical.
Chuck's
And
there with you in the hospital when you meet him.
everybody's there.
Oh, okay. The whole family.
Yeah, except for my older brother. He was coming down
Yeah.
from Dallas, but we were all there, and that's the first time I met my pastor. That was the beginning of the first time I ever got to talk to him. And then he did the funeral, and we talked some more. Then we went to the church the first time,
Yeah.
and that's how it happened. In 2012, I believe that's when 2012 January 15th, I believe. That's
Mm.
when we went to church, and we just became members, and just been there ever since.
So you start going to church and eventually like surrender your life to Christ, and which we'll get into a little bit later on what you've been doing since then.
Yeah.
But I definitely want to take it all the way back. One, for the people who don't know. Two, for the people who do know. And one, I really want to, like, especially with you and people like Fade, and I need people to understand how good God is. And in order to do that, I need to let them know what everything that y'all had in the world that y'all accomplished, what most rappers would want to accomplish. Y'all made it look so easy, and I'm telling you that from a fan's point. Like, I was the kid who wanted to be a rapper, and that was the standard. Big Rob, Fade Dog, Third Degree, Live Ola, all these guys. And so I want to take it back to just let people know like what all you went through, yet you still chose God, and why some of that stuff just really does not matter at the end of the day.
Yeah.
And so just taking it all the way back, when did Big Rob first start rapping? Like, what year was that?
That's
And
funny.
I'm about to put your age out there. You know what I mean?
No,
But,
no, we ain't gonna talk about none of
You know what
that.
I'm
That's off limits. But no, man, I'll tell you what.
early '90s, right?
When I started rapping, I used to clean my mama's house, jamming the UGK,
Yeah.
and I used to
Riding Dirty
yeah.
or the
Riding
first one?
dirty. That was no riding dirty. Well, pocket. Yeah, it was
Too Hard to
pocket.
Swallow.
That one too. But all the I would be listening while I'm cleaning, and then the end of the beat just plays, and I'm
Mhm.
just rapping like I'm rapping to people.
Oh, the outro. You're just
Yeah, freestyling. I didn't even know it's called freestyling. I'm just there.
this early '90s.
Yeah,
I'm gonna get it out of you. I'm gonna get it. What?
It was probably late '80s, early
Okay.
'90s. You know what I'm saying? Because
Yeah.
I used to jam Ghetto Boys, and
NWA, all that. Era.
yeah, just all that old stuff.
Yeah.
But that's when I really found that talent. That was I was listening. I remember vividly. It was UGK.
And it just came natural. You're on beat already.
Yeah,
Everything.
it was just a natural thing. I was always interested in music because I always liked to mess with the keyboard and all that other stuff. But the rapping thing, yeah, that just came out. Like I was probably like, I must have been like 12 years old or
Oh
something.
wow.
Yeah.
So first time in the studio, first time you get some equipment, first song you wrote. Like what's the
Well,
What's
you
that?
really want to hear the story? I'll tell you the
I mean,
story.
we can minimize, but I definitely want to
Let
let
me
people know.
compress it. Let me compress it.
Yeah.
So I went to school at this place called. It was a charter school downtown. I don't remember, but I had been talking to some dudes from the South Side,
Mhm.
and they had they had a studio, right?
Yeah.
But it wasn't like what you think a studio would be.
It was the closet.
It was a cassette player recording onto another cassette player with a handheld mic. And I was like, I really wasn't interested. Well, anyways, I was at school and I ended up seeing these dudes in the front, parked in the front, chilling because I think somebody that they knew was going there. And they were like, hey, what's up, Rob? And I was like, man, because I was in a car club with them. And by that time, I was just doing my own thing. And they were just sitting there, hey, check it out. Look at what we're doing. He came with a group box. A group box is this little box, and they make beats. He showed me some beats. I was like, wow. I said, you did that on there? They were playing it in the car.
Yeah.
And I was like, man, it was hard. I mean, it was raw.
It sound hard. I don't even know what that is.
It was raw.
Yeah.
Like,
Unmixed.
yeah,
Yeah.
but no, but it was hard.
But it sounded hard. Yeah.
But I don't know. It was a different style. You know what I mean? This is before the underground committee was created.
Yeah.
But when I met them, or when I seen them again, that's what interested me. So I went to the studio, and then the first song I ever did was Underground Committee, The Prophecy, called Satan.
So those guys was it Apollo?
Apollo, Southern Comfort.
And they already had underground committee.
Nah, it was created with all of us. I'm one of the original members.
Yeah.
But Apollo created that. Southern Comfort, Drops. There was a dude named Swish. There was a lot of us,
Yeah.
but we.
So I'm guessing you came to the studio. Apollo's doing his thing. You come. They show you what's going on. You go to the studio. Y'all just start working, and y'all eventually formed underground committee, right?
Right,
And yeah, that was that first album, right?
right. The Prophecy
Prophecy.
coming from the South Side of
Yeah.
San Antonio. That was real popular.
So, my brother Tim, who actually goes here at Message of Grace, he's from the South Side, and he lives right there by Mount Margie's under the highway.
Yeah.
Right? And he says that Apollo and them grew up down the street from there.
Yeah, on Ansley Street.
Okay.
They actually had a song that I think it was called Ooh La 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 or something like that.
Was
And
it a
they
Fuji sample or something?
Nah, but I think he grabbed it from there.
Yeah.
Or something. But anyways, he said the address to the studio,
Oh,
so they had to cut it out.
yeah.
You know what I mean? They didn't want nobody coming over there or whatever.
Yeah. So a lot of people did, because see, I always thought underground community was Denver Heights, like from the east,
Nah,
but
This
it
was
was South and the
Southside.
east.
it was Southside. We just all joined together.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Okay.
There
And
was
then
like 12 of us,
yeah.
but then it fizzled off into something smaller on the second album. And I mean,
And y'all was buzzing. Y'all was selling thousands of copies.
man, it was crazy, bro.
Because it's
I-
easier to sell CDs back then.
Oh, yeah.
Obviously. Not everybody was rapping like nowadays.
Now everybody can,
Yeah.
stream whatever. But it was different back then. We didn't have social media. We didn't have
Right. No MySpace, no nothing.
nothing. You
You had the
Look,
pop trunk.
I remember when I used to go. This is one story I remember. I went to Sonic parking lot right there on South Cross in New Braunfels.
McCreely's
And
area. Yeah.
Well, I'm ordering food and uh, I'm selling a CD to somebody for $15 plus tax, bro. And they were
Y'all
buying,
was, wait.
for real, yeah.
Why? What's you won your little 82 cents?
Well, that's the way we were just doing it, bro. For real,
It was hard in the 90s.
man. It was easy to sell a CD.
Yeah.
It's different now, But it wasn't too many people that had studios. There wasn't too many people that had the ability to do CDs. That was the thing, Like if you had a CD, it's like wow.
You had to know how to rap, somehow find someone with a studio, somehow get it. And I'm sure y'all had y'all shrink wrap, jewel case, everything.
Bro, we were sending them off to like
Cassettes or CDs?
we had cassettes at first too.
Yeah.
But CDs came in,
Yeah.
and we used to send them off to a place called Disc Makers,
Mm-hmm.
and they were professionally done. They were
Locally?
the real deal.
Locally?
Nah, this was
Houston?
out of state.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So wow. So underground communities buzzing, a whole bunch of people, different artists in the city buzzing. And me personally, when I found out, like when I started rapping and really getting, well, not rapping, but when I started like figuring out like I want to rap and who's who and where do I come from, who am I as a city, what is my city? Because I was listening to, excuse me, I was listening to a lot of like Chameleon and Eminem and Dr. Dre at the time, and I was like, bro, like Houston's popping, Houston was popping, it was coming down at that time in like '08, and I was like, man, well, who am I? You know, where do we come from? And I remember looking up and typing in San Antonio rappers on YouTube. YouTube had only been out like 2 3 years, and the first thing that pops up was 210 Mike Pass and the I Put On 210. That's my first introduction to everything. But that was like what, '08, '09, around that
I
time.
think so.
So, but between Underground Committee and that, but in that gap in between that, I mean, you've done, from me knowing you now for a little bit over a year. I mean, you've met Screw, you met South Park Mexican, you toured on so like, what is like between that era, like what was like the whole, because you left Underground Committee
Yeah.
and it kind of like disbanded,
Yeah.
but what was going on during that time? It was about a 10-year gap, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I want to know everything from meeting Screw, South Park, everything.
Well, I'll tell you what. Swisher House was popping hard.
Early 2003, 02, yeah.
99.
Okay.
I remember meeting Slim Thug in Austin, and the dude was already like decked out in jewelry and everything.
At like 17.
18 years old.
Yeah.
And he was with Michael Watts, and I'll never forget. I mean, dude was he was popping, bro.
Yeah.
Because they had all them mixtapes coming out.
Yeah.
Move on from there. I think around, what is it, a little bit before, I don't know, sometime around there. It was before that.
It had to have been 99. You talking about South Park?
No, yeah. No, this was before that.
It was before Hillwood.
Because I was in a car club,
Hmm.
right? And Apollo was in that car club.
Yeah.
But it was a whole bunch of us. And I remember SPM coming to our car shows and asking if he could rap, but he wasn't popping yet. He was dressed funky.
Yeah.
And I remember him pulling up in Eisenhower.
Describe the hustle. Yes.
Dude, like, I was working at a beeper store, and South Park Mexican, which I didn't even know that was his name, walking around with a backpack
At
and
Eisenhower Flea Market.
yeah,
San Antonio on the Northeast.
and it wasn't even a popping day, like Friday or Saturday
Yeah.
or Sunday, nothing. He was just there, and I remember seeing an old Econoline van with a one of them old what do they call it? Them old mattresses, the yellow ones. You know what I mean? Dude was sleeping in the van and everything, bro. And he's just walking around in chanclas and big old high socks. And he's selling his CDs. Fast forward a couple of years later, dude's popping. Everybody in San Antonio was jamming him. Everybody, bro.
Yeah.
But he was moving around. It was a different time frame.
So he was selling the Hillwood.
Hillwood.
Had to have been Hillwood, right?
Oh yeah.
So that's 99. So it's probably he's selling Hillwood
98. I think it must have been 97, 98, bro.
98.
Had to have been.
Okay. It probably got popping in 99, but he was already selling them.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
the one that really popped off was Hillwood.
The
which one was it?
Hustle Town, the second
Hustle
one.
Town, down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So South Park doing his thing at the time. Y'all were already kind of doing y'all's thing, and y'all went on tour with him or no? Or y'all
We
y'all had shows with him, right?
Yeah, well, he I think it's when he got his
Universal.
deal with Universal. He was gonna have a release party, and we got invited. So we went to the Dope House and went to, I don't know what club it was, but we went to the club with him and everybody. I remember Bash riding up on a bike
Yeah.
to the Dope House.
Oh wait, hold on.
Yeah, he was riding a mountain bike. It's crazy, bro. Like, this is
Baby Bash.
Baby Bash. Yeah.
On a mountain bike.
On a mountain bike, bro.
What did Big Rob pull up in?
We was in, what were we in? I want to say it was a town car, a Cadillac or
Because
something.
we haven't said it on this episode yet, but Rob, I mean, y'all was moving.
Yeah. We were in my town car.
Rob had that dope money.
Yeah. The fast life, bro. It ain't worth it.
So with the music, there was also the street life that you were operating in.
Yeah.
And so before that's before we get into, I mean, but so you're moving, and I mean, y'all was, I mean, was that was still underground committee at that time, right?
Yeah, about 99.
But it wasn't just San Antonio. Like y'all were reaching to Houston and
Yeah,
Austin and Dallas,
yeah,
which is why y'all were there.
right.
Okay, and was that around the same time that you were at Popeyes?
Yeah, yeah. As a matter of fact, that's when we went down there for the SPM thing. We went to go eat at Popeyes when we got into Houston.
Yeah.
And when we got into Houston, we were sitting there in Popeyes and we were eating. And then we see some. So we didn't see them. I didn't see them pull up, but some dudes walked in. Black dudes walked in, and then Apollo goes, "Man, is that Screw?" Because he had a big old chain on with a record,
Yeah.
and it said DJ Screw. And yeah, we met Screw there at Popeyes, and we gave him a CD. We was already leaving. He was taking off too because he got his food to go, and we just hear him jamming the CD, and he just looked at us like, "What?"
Do you remember what song it was?
Yeah, it was the first one on the Prophecy.
Produced by Big Rob.
Nah, that was Apollo. But man, I mean,
But that I was on the CD though.
yeah, yeah. But it was cool. Being
Yeah.
if you think about it in the
It's what every rapper
secular
wants to.
sense,
Yeah.
you know what I mean.
Because
Nobody who can say that like it's kind of cool.
Yeah.
In a sense.
So it is early 2000s, late 90s, early 2000s. You are an artist from San Antonio who's already branching outside of San Antonio. You are making stupid amounts of money. You are at the time South Park Mexican is popping for the Latin hip hop culture, like the biggest thing on the planet. Well, in the southern region, I guess. You go to Houston, two South Park Mexicans to the Dope House, Baby Bash, Gotti, everybody's there. Y'all are supposed to be there. Y'all didn't just buy a ticket to go. Y'all are supposed to be there. That same week, that same time, you run into DJ Screw. DJ Screw leaves a Popeyes jamming y'all CD, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah, that's cool. I mean, in the secular sense, it's really cool. I think it was an what do you call it, an opportune thing. Not
Yeah.
everybody can say that.
and it's crazy because God was still working.
Yeah, he's still
God's showing you, giving you everything.
working. Oh,
Pretty. I mean, to
Well,
an artist, a
well,
young artist, aspiring
well,
artist.
well, I don't want to credit God to that.
But He's
I
allowing
say,
you to go through these things.
yeah, he's allowing me to see things,
Yeah.
and I think a lot of it was the enemy. But you know, at that time, I mean, sin is supposed to be fun.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So like, what am I gonna do? I got caught up in all the other stuff.
So, and I'm gonna bring it back full circle. But so that's going on. You do your thing for a couple years. You have your run. You eventually go solo, do the Big Rob thing. You dropped This My Life, or was it this?
The first one was just Big
Oh,
Rob,
just Big Rob.
self-titled, yeah.
And early 2000s. That was that Sam Goody and all that. It was
That
everywhere.
was I think man, that's crazy. You said
FYE or
Sam
what?
Goody,
What you
bro.
talking about, FYE or
That's
something?
funny, yeah.
Can I get it at South Park Mall, or do I need to go directly through
I'm
Big
pretty
Rob?
sure. I'm pretty sure you could. I don't remember a lot,
Was
bro. But it's funny, man. Yeah.
So the Big Rob CD comes out. People still love Big Rob because of the underground committee days. Mid 2000s, Texas is on fire, I'm sure,
Oh
by
yeah.
that point.
Yeah.
So you already had relationships with like the Slim Thugs, and you know what I'm saying? So I mean, of course, the Big Rob's solo CDs are selling. Um, um, I'm trying to bring it back to when I first got around that time, but you had already met Fade, right? Early 90s or late 90s?
Yeah. Fade's always been around.
Yeah, he was doing his own thing.
Yeah. Even before I started rapping, he was rapping.
Oh, wow. So he started before you?
Yeah. Yeah. Him and a dude named Frank. They had some. I forgot what the name of it was, but that's how I met Fade.
And he was already doing he was in those areas too, in those scenes, right? Because he was
Yeah.
already doing his thing.
But it was a little different because they were like on that hip hop tip. But then all the southern stuff started
Yeah.
popping. And
Oh, so
stuff.
Fade he has bars.
Yeah, he was. Yeah, they were doing hip hop.
I'm gonna have to ask him. Hey, spin
Yeah.
me some of that New York stuff.
But yeah, man. From so the reason I went solo is because I ended up catching a case in 2001,
Right.
and man,
At the height of everything.
I was facing about 27 years, and I was like, man,
Talk about God.
I ain't even making it like making money like I want to. So I was like, I'm gonna break off, and God moved, and I got probation, and I just went on my own.
Are
That's
we
when.
allowed to say what?
Nah, I'd rather not. But let's just say it was a dope case.
Yeah,
But God have mercy on me, man.
yeah,
And I got 10 years first offense. You know what I mean? But 10 years deferred adjudication, and man, I was an idiot all the way through
yeah.
deferred.
Did you know it was God though at the time?
I knew because I went to the church house before my court in the morning,
Was it a
and I
Catholic church?
yes, because I didn't know no better.
Yeah, we
I didn't
don't.
know
We
no
don't.
better, and I prayed and I promised God I won't do stupid again.
Yeah.
I ended up doing stupid again, but His mercy, man,
Mhm.
is new every day. But yeah, that's what happened.
So you're doing your thing for the 10 years, kind of just walking the line. When I first got introduced to Big Rob and everybody, the whole roster of San Antonio Pioneers, um, I think the Mike Pass that came out first. Um, you were all over the radio.
Well,
You had Spurs remixes and all that.
man, they were every year the Spurs won, I did a remix. But even before that, though, I don't know if you remember Romeo.
Romeo.
He was on 98.5. He had this little show called Texas something, and he played some stuff from my first album.
Yeah.
Yep.
And he was playing Fade and Kyle and everybody, right?
I don't think he was playing them yet.
No.
Nope.
So Rob did it first.
Nah, I ain't trying to. I ain't trying to do all that.
You know what I'm saying? Let me put a.
I'm not trying to take credit like that, but Romeo did play my stuff.
So yeah, so every 30 days you're reporting,
Yeah.
but you have a lifestyle that most people think is edifying. Oh, Rob has money. Rob drives a car. Rob has he's a successful independent rapper. But it wasn't the case, probably, right?
Mm, a lot of my money was dirty money. You know what I mean? I made some money off of music, but
Yeah.
mostly, you know what I mean? So, but my problem was I got caught up in the party life. I got caught up in the after party,
Yeah.
But
Which is why you're up at 9 o'clock.
yeah, yeah.
So so even though you had all I'm talking everything. You go to King Sam and get a pinky ring for like nothing, right?
Pretty much.
So it's like you have everything most people would, especially aspiring artists, would want. Yeah, you had the street fame, respect in the streets, successful. I mean, but I mean, it still didn't fill a void.
Nah.
Do you have you asked what you were trying, like, were you trying to feel something at that time? Like, were you trying to feel something? Feel the
No,
oh,
but my sister in law, she was probably one of the first ones in our family that got saved.
mhm.
Chuck's wife. And she used to tell me a lot, all the time, like, you should be making music for the Lord.
Yeah.
And I would look at her and I would just be like, huh?
Like,
Yeah,
yeah, you're
right.
crazy.
But
That
now
doesn't pay the bills.
but now when I look back at it, I mean, there was a lot of references, you know what I mean, towards the Lord.
Yeah.
So I knew I didn't know God like I know him now.
Yeah.
But I
But
know
you still went and prayed before that
you
court date.
know,
You know what I mean?
yeah, I did.
And a lot of people, I think, they know God. They know who God is. They have the
Yeah.
concept.
Yeah.
But it's until you walk with God that you really see. The veil's been lifted, right?
Yeah.
So yeah. So I first seen you in 08, 09. I Put On comes out. It's all over the radio. I actually played it. I think I've told you before. I actually played it at my homecoming at East Central at the football game. The football players were coming out. And they said, just put on a song.
Yeah.
I'm like, any song? Like, yeah, put on a song. I put on. And it was the San Antonio version
Yeah.
because Ham came on the intro.
Yeah.
#1 station for hip hop and R&B. But shout out Hamburger. But so which leads, you're still doing that, but you had already kind of like settled down, right? Around that time, like
Yeah. I
maybe
mean,
2 or 3 years before you started going to church.
as far as what, settle down.
Like, you weren't really out in the club as much as you were, right? You weren't really like,
Man,
you were kind of chilling, you were kind of coasting at that point.
Nah,
Y'all?
we were still being stupid, you know,
Oh, okay.
all the way up until, like I said, about 2011.
Where were you at? Empire?
Man, we was everywhere, bro. We was everywhere. I mean, you know,
Joe's Volcano everywhere. Noche
everywhere,
Caliente everywhere.
everywhere.
Um, so you get saved. I mean, like you said, your father. Rest in my condolences too. I don't know if I've ever said that, even on or off time, but um, he passes, and he goes to be with the Lord. You finally have that reality check. So did we speak on that? You had it.
No.
You were like,
Well, when I was in the, we were all in the room when we were there, you know, because my mom said we're gonna take him off life support, and because she's like he's suffering. He was real sick, and my brother was coming from Dallas. We were waiting for him before that happened, and then we all went in the room. And as I was holding his hand, I just remember his, you know, his his body going from warm to cold.
yeah,
And then I look out the window, and I remember, you know, I know it was God, bro. And he said, no matter what the doctors do, I'm the one in control of your life.
mhm.
And I was like, so I ain't trying to play no more. You know what I mean? Because you know my lifestyle wasn't like it just wasn't good.
It's glamorous on the outside,
Yeah,
but inside, yeah.
yeah. But see, I was living double life because you know I go do these shows and I go do all this and that, but I'm still running the streets and doing all this stupid stuff. Uh,
Did you have to? Like y'all are moving units.
yeah, but it don't pay like everybody thinks.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? Underground rapper. I mean,
yeah,
and then at the same time, I think now is different because you got all these avenues streaming. Uh, you got you got outlets.
you get tired of standing around selling your
Yeah,
okay.
it's different. So it's I had a drive and a passion for it. Oh yeah, and as a matter of fact, when I went solo, I knew Chingo Bling,
Yeah.
right? I don't even know if I should say that because that don't even sound good. We're just, we're just
Chingo Bling has a Netflix special. I think it's pretty cool to have known Chingo.
but
But he was the DJ back then.
right, he was a DJ at Trinity University,
Yeah.
and I remember one day he called me and he came to my house. He had this little short dude with him. We were supposed to do a track, but I had
Oh man, hold up. I think I know where this is going.
mhm, I had bronchitis, or I was getting over bronchitis. I
Yeah.
don't remember. I know my voice was jacked up, and it turns out this dude was Lucky Luciano.
Yeah.
Before he blew up, this is just
Was
when
he Dope House yet?
I don't even know, but I don't think so.
Yeah.
But eventually down the
Carlos
line,
was still out at that time, right?
I believe he was.
Yeah.
But eventually he became Dope House and started doing his thing.
So Fade's first album, Fade 'em All,
Uh huh.
with the pen and pixel looking cover.
Yeah.
That was Chingo's first skit ever
Yeah.
recorded. And so yeah, so around that time, like Fade and all y'all were in the mix.
Yeah.
That's funny. But
And
he
actually,
wasn't doing the Chingo character, right? He wasn't, or was he?
nah. When I met him, he was a DJ. Him and
Yeah.
Donnie, a dude named Donnie Love. They I heard them when I was locked up,
Yeah.
and then when we came out, we started messing with them, and they started playing our stuff,
Yeah.
and we're like, man, that's cool. And then DJ Biz
Yeah.
was I don't even want to say that name. Anyways, uh, DJ Biz was his name before he met some of my friends that were from the east side,
Yeah.
and they gave him that name, and he ran with it.
Um. So man, that's crazy. So shout out Lucky, man. He came a long way. He doing gospel for
And
those
he
who might not
saved
know.
too.
And, yeah. And I'm sure that I mean, I don't know if I should wait for the episode, but Fade Dog recently he just Easter Sunday got baptized.
Yeah, I saw that.
And I know that
Amen.
party lifted. I saw your brother commented on my post.
Yeah.
So it's just, man, bro, the Lord is moving, which is why we're doing this podcast, man. We gotta bring the good news to people.
Yeah.
And so let's take it back to okay, Big Rob surrendered to the Lord, gave his life to Christ. He's been in church now. It's been, I mean, since then, it's been almost a decade later. Since then, you've been in church now for almost a decade,
Yeah.
or let's say a decade. and you put the music down. You were like genuinely just done with it. You put it down for well, you were still making music,
Well,
but you weren't active.
right. So at first, I was gonna dive into it, and I was gonna make music for the Lord, and then you go into it with the idea that everything's gonna be different and whatever. Uh, I saw things. I saw things that that happen in the secular world, and they're too similar, you know.
Yeah,
And the Lord was guiding me, and it was like, you know, I'm trying to get away from pride. I'm trying to get away from selfishness. I'm trying to get away from all this. So, and then I learned that, some people really ain't saved. They say they're saved, but they really ain't saved.
and it's hard to be saved when people are acting like they're not saved.
Yeah. And
Let's put it
and
like
and,
that.
and I was accused for stealing something from somebody that I created. But I'm not gonna say no names.
Yeah,
But that was ugly. So all I did, I pulled back and I said, I ain't doing this.
because
As
you
much
genuinely wanted to grow.
Yeah, I wanted to grow. I
You
needed
weren't you weren't using Christian hip hop to elevate yourself.
nah, nah. You know, I knew that I had to learn, I had to grow, and I'm glad I did I'm glad the Lord led me that way because early on in my walk, man, you got people that know how to manipulate this word, and I'm just glad that I was in a place where they were teaching us the real real biblical stuff.
Yeah,
And when people would try to tell me stuff like, you know, at first I really didn't know, but then after a couple of years, 3, 4 years, I started. Oh, okay. Wait a minute. That's not.
yeah,
You know what I mean? So now I started learning how to swing the sword a little bit,
yeah,
and you just couldn't come to me with anything.
yeah.
So it's just a learning process, learning curve.
And it takes time. It takes time. You're not gonna learn everything overnight.
Nah.
So
Yeah.
you put the music down, and
Yeah.
you saw a lot of the stuff in the secular world, same in the Christian
Yeah. I
hip
didn't
hop.
like it.
Yeah,
I didn't like it. So I said, you know what? I need to learn. I need to get rooted first. So I stepped back. I was still doing music to a certain extent, but it was just really just for myself, between me and the Lord. And yeah. So I didn't step out until, man, just probably recently.
when around the time we met, right? Like
Yeah, well, I met Chris B.
my
And
boy.
yeah, I met Chris B, and I had met him. He had came to do a thermostat in my car lot. Uh,
Was that random?
that was random.
That was God.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Because then down the line, we met at.
But did you know who Chris was, or
I didn't know nothing about him.
because Chris knew who? I mean, obviously, everyone knew who you were.
I didn't know who he was.
So
I didn't even
Chris,
know he was a rapper or anything. Well, I just knew. I did know. No, I did sort of know, sort of, but
yeah.
I don't think. I think I knew him more as a Christian artist, maybe. I think.
Cause so you knew him because of the Christian stuff.
Right, and it wasn't like I just knew him because a friend of mine that went to my church
Yeah,
knew him, Chosen, so who now passed away, rest in peace.
yeah.
But
Rest in peace, Mr. Chosen.
they would hang out, and I was real closed off, bro. I
Yeah,
didn't
you.
hang around with nobody, bro. Like, I mean, just my brothers, like the
Yeah,
church and stuff like that. But for some reason, we had this little memorial thing for Chosen, and Chris was there. And man, I'm telling you, bro, the Lord, it was the Lord.
yeah.
He gave me a real soft heart for him because the Lord showed me that he had something for him that he wanted to grow him. So yeah, so we kick it
So
strong now.
just to be clear, though, Chris wasn't that big for you to have heard of him, right?
Man,
Man, hold up,
I ain't
man.
gonna go there.
Man, hold up. See, I
I
try to tell Chris, I'm like, Chris, we had to do, when I was around, because I was Chris' marketing social media guy. I was only 19 in the club thugging with Chris. Well, he was thugging, I was just chilling. But like, I'm like, Chris, we gotta do more. Chris, we gotta do more.
Yeah,
And I'm Chris B. I'm R&B thug. I'm R&B thug Chris B. Everybody know. But you didn't know who Chris B was, did you?
I know.
Man, we had some work to do. But no, all jokes aside, when around that time, that Chris started kind of popping the club scene in the city, you were already getting saved.
Yeah,
So you
yeah.
know,
Because
yeah,
from what I understand, he was what later on.
yeah,
He's from Abilene. He came down here. I don't know what
yeah.
year, but it
About
was
09, I think.
yeah.
Yeah.
So that
So
was
you
I
already
was already like slowing.
chilling.
Yeah,
Yeah.
more or less.
So you met Chris B. You already you're rooted and booted. Is that a thing? Rooted and booted. You're
Uh,
rooted and booted.
I'm rooted, but
I mean,
ever learning. But
yeah.
yeah,
What's going on now? Because this is where you're at now. Now you've been fellowshipping with Chris over the past year. Y'all been working on this Chris B album. But I know you have I mean, I already know, but for the people who don't know, y'all have a lot of stuff and plans at least that y'all
yeah,
want to do. What's next for Big Rob? And I mean, let's shout it out. I don't even think we shout it out. Christ Life. Can you show the shirt
yeah,
real quick to the camera?
yeah. Christ life.
Yeah, let's talk about it.
It
What's
ain't
next for the
it hasn't been launched yet. This is a brand that I created that the Lord gave me, and so we want to promote godly principles.
yeah.
Everybody promote their garbage. We ought to promote our godly principles. So that's what it is. And I wasn't gonna do it, but because Chris, you know, put in my ear, I did consider it. I did consider it. We're probably gonna do Christ Life music. So
Oh, hold up.
you know what I'm talking about.
Oh, wait, wrong one. There you go. So is this a special announcement right here? Is this the
Yeah,
announcement? I don't even think
yeah.
I know this.
We'll do it right here.
Yeah,
We'll do it right here. Yeah, we're gonna do Christ Life music.
a
That's what
label
a
or
label, music label.
so this is the official announcement right here.
Yeah, because I ride with Chris on his ministry thing out of the
I'm kind
walls.
of mad, y'all. I didn't even. Why am I hearing this right here?
Yeah,
Yeah. So okay. I'm not even. I'll let you do it. So Christ Life. What's going on?
yeah, Christ Life music. So it's just we this just came up, bro. So it's not like it
So
was thought of or whatever, because I really wasn't gonna create. This was a shirt line, like more like an apparel
clothing
line,
line. Yeah.
clothing line. But I think
It evolved into something
right.
bigger.
We just want to follow. I want to follow the Holy Spirit.
So I
Not
gotta ask because people are gonna ask y'all. Is like, are you gonna be an artist on it? Is it just Chris? Are y'all looking? Or is it?
Nah, I'm an artist on it, of course. Chris, I can't speak for him, so you're gonna have to ask him.
He's coming next week.
Yeah, so you're
Yeah.
gonna have to ask him. But we mind the same thing.
Yeah.
So let's see what God, God's doing the work, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So like, I was working on my album. I got a whole bunch of songs that nobody really heard.
So the Big Rob album is coming.
Yeah, it's coming, but I put myself on the back burner because
The Lord told you.
the Lord gave me a heart for this brother,
Yeah.
and we got Chris's album coming out pretty soon, so I'm almost done with that, and I'm excited for what's
Do-
going on.
Do we got a name for it?
It's called New Season.
I feel
Chris
like
B.
I should have might have had Chris up here first. but-
Yeah.
so new season, the new Chris B album. But and this is a question I already know the people want to know. What about where is the Big Rob catalog? And I'm doing this on purpose. Where is the Big Rob catalog? What's going what
What do you mean? The old stuff?
like where like because it was missing for a while, but when's it gonna come out? And of course, when is the new stuff gonna come out?
The old stuff, I don't like promoting it
Right,
because I put junk out there.
right.
But it is a lot of it is on YouTube if you look.
Yeah.
Uh
Okay, when is the new album coming out?
the new album, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm
Supposed to say after Chris's album.
yeah, I could say that, but that it's the Lord's will. If it's the Lord's will, it will. But I'm a servant first, bro. And right now my focus is on
Amen.
Chris.
Yeah.
And really I'm not worried about, trying to have a album and doing all this and that. My whole mission is to reach the souls that are out there because there's a lot of people lost. That's
Amen.
what it comes down to, and that's why I have a real close relationship with Chris because I believe that's his intention too.
Yeah.
But
And that's why y'all pushing Christ's life to spread awareness of this
Right.
good news and of the principles, the godly
Yeah.
principles that a
Yeah.
lot of people aren't doing.
Right. Because I mean, people talk bad about marriage. That's a God thing. That wasn't
Yeah.
created by man. Uh, just
Celibacy, they talk bad
yeah,
about waiting.
that they did. They did. It's not cool for a young person to be a Christian. It's hard. It's hard
Yeah.
for them. And
It's probably harder to walk with the Lord than it is to walk in the streets.
oh, bro,
Yeah.
I guarantee you it is. But a lot of people don't. They don't see that. They don't realize that. Trying to do right is hard. You know what I'm saying? Because sin is fun. It's not. Sin ain't gonna be hard. Sin's easy. But walking with the Lord, trying to do right, that's
Yeah.
hard. That's hard. But it's a beautiful thing if you really strive to do it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You get real peace. You get real. Uh, it's just real peaceful, man.
And that's what we want our people that are still out there to understand. Like, there's a peace waiting for you.
Yeah, there's a peace waiting for you.
Just
All you gotta do
confess it
is
with your
yeah.
mouth.
All you gotta do is step into it. And it's crazy, man, because my mindset was messed up, bro.
Yeah.
I think back of how I when I got saved, man, my pastor was preaching hard.
He offended you at first.
Yeah, because I
Yeah.
I was like, this is how the Holy Spirit operates. The Bible says that the word uh 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 it's like a double edged sword. It cuts deep,
Yeah.
which is true. And I thought my wife was telling him stuff, but the Holy Spirit was
Telling him your
leading.
business, Big Rob.
Yeah.
Yeah. Don't nobody do that, Big Rob.
No,
You know what I'm saying?
but I never met a man like him because he was telling the truth.
Did you take off your shades when you walked in?
Yeah, it was required. See, nowadays,
Were your eyes red?
nah, I wasn't doing none of that.
Oh.
I wasn't doing none of that. But it's a standard. When you walk with the Lord, there's a standard to everything. And yeah, I thought my girl at the time, was
Right.
talking to him and telling him all my business, but it was just the Holy Spirit.
And can we say what he told you?
Yeah,
I'm doing that one for him.
Yeah,
he gonna
yeah,
like this
yeah.
part.
yeah, no, but he was preaching so hard, and some people might not agree with it, but I really don't care because I know it was the Holy Spirit. And if you don't agree with the Holy Spirit, something's wrong with you. But he was talking about no good jellyback can't even hold a job if they tape it to you. You sorry, man. You can't even take care of
Yeah.
your kids. And I was like, man, that's tough.
But real recognize real.
Yeah,
So you
well,
respected it.
it made me examine myself.
Mhm.
And I said, you know what? I don't want to be this guy no more. I'm not that guy. Because I think over the lifetime, like us growing up, we have these dreams and these things we want to achieve and stuff like that. And, I think we get lost in all the
Propaganda.
I guess, or the flesh wants to do things that make you feel good. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, because I knew when I was determined to be a rich rapper, I'm gonna take care of my mama and everything.
Yeah.
But God got something else, and I don't think you understand. I don't think anybody understands who they really are until they have an encounter with God and they live it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So my whole life it revolves around the gospel now.
Yeah.
It's just the gospel.
Biblical. Bible.
That's it. Bible. You know what I mean?
So to bring it full circle, Big Rob, testimony, gets saved, working on his stuff, but putting someone else's first because he's being obedient to the word God gave him. And new label, new movement that stands for what it stands for. I mean, y'all do outreach, y'all do
Yeah. We do.
What else y'all want to do? What's the vision looking like?
Honestly, man,
Just walking by faith kind of thing.
it's that's all it is.
Yeah.
And whatever comes with it, whatever God wants for us. As far as I'm concerned, I don't want to speak for Chris,
Yeah.
but whatever comes with it, all I want to do. You ever had one of them opportunities where like, man, I could have did this, but I didn't at that point in time.
I try to not have them, but yeah.
But you could, I'm just saying, like in general, you could have did this, but you didn't take advantage of that
Oh yeah,
situation.
yeah.
That's kind of how I am with the gospel. Like I want to make every like I want to take advantage of every opportunity I get to share the gospel with somebody, because man, we live in a dying world,
Hmm.
and it's falling away backwards.
Yeah.
It's not going to get better,
It's getting worse.
but we can spread that hope and tell somebody that, hey, you ain't got to live like that.
Yeah.
You can get some real peace. You know what I mean? So that's ultimately my mission. But whatever comes with the territory, if God wants to bless,
Yeah.
whatever, I'm all right with that.
So you kind of just to wrap it up here. You pretty much kind of just answered it right now, but I'm gonna ask the question anyway because maybe you have there's something you want to add or there's a lot of people, and we both know this, and I know when I talk to people of quote unquote status, right? They it always sounds weird. They don't want to hear it, but there's a lot of people that look up to you, whether you know them or not. They're probably early 30s right now, and they're like, man, I listen to Big Rob. I mean, you brother prolific, right? He said, even me, like a lot of people, we grew up listening to you. They're listening right now. What are you gonna tell? What is the last? If you could leave them with one thing, just obviously the gospel, but like what can you tell them? Because they're probably not saved. They're probably
Yeah,
what do we tell them? I think this is the moment to kind of like.
man, that's a really good question.
I mean, of course, Jesus saves the God. I mean, God, come to church. You know what I mean? But like, just like one on one, like, what do we tell them? Okay, let me put it like this. They're still in the game. They're still doing it. They're trying to be a rapper. They're probably
Right,
slanging a little bit. Hey, Big Rob, I grew up listening to you. You've been there, done that. What do we tell them?
man. I'll tell them. I'll tell them, man. Everything that I said back then, I can't take it back. If you, if you heard it, if you heard it from my mouth, you know what? Don't listen to that. But if you hear something new, you know, hold on to the gospel. If you ain't got no hope, there's hope in the gospel.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
they were living according to the book of Rob.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
yeah. And that book's no good, bro.
Hey, well, Lucky says it like this. He says they asked him the same question. Pastor Juan from Get Rap. We all went to Get Rap, right? You were
Yep,
with us, yeah.
yep.
Pastor Juan, man, Pastor Juan, so cool. Shout out Pastor Juan. But he asked Lucky on his podcast, and Lucky said this. He goes, "Hey, man, y'all used to follow me back then. Keep following me.
That's it. Follow me as I follow Christ.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and listen to the new Rob album
yeah.
when it comes out,
When it comes
if it comes out.
out, if it comes
Are
out.
you gonna call it Detox?
Nah, ain't no Dre, man.
Yo, everybody, this has been Product of Grace podcast with the one and only San Antonio pioneer, Big Rob. Make sure you stay updated. His social media links will be all in the description to keep updated with the Christ Life movement. Rob, I love you, bro. Thank you for ministering to me all the time. Can I get some on camera?
Oh yeah.
Thank you for ministering me all to. Thank you for ministering to me all the time. Thank you for being hard on me. Thank you for just being my brother, bro. And I'm glad that you were on the podcast, man. I had to make sure. Rob was like the second episode, bro. We got to get it because people need to know about this good news. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But yeah, man. My name is Young Lou. We love y'all, and we're out.